Hello and thank you for coming to watch this tutorial on how to make a DIY aroma candle. Candle making is a fun and relaxing activity that you can do from the comfort of your home. This tutorial is meant for beginners to try their hand at something new, so you don't need any experience prior to watching this video. Candle making can be a fun and relaxing activity for everyone. It is an activity that is currently trending as people consider the positive aspects of candle making. There are many health and mental benefits of candle making, such as reducing stress as you work through the steps and take time to do this mindful activity, gaining a sense of creative expression as you create the candle in a way that you like. Candle making can also be a type of aromatherapy to aid in relaxing the body and improving one's mood. You may feel a sense of happiness just from the scent alone as your mood is uplifted. Once the candle is complete, it can aid in the improvement of sleep conditions depending on the scent used. You can also feel a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment when finishing your masterpiece and being able to see your hard work. Before we get started, let's make sure to take precautions to ensure that we have a happy, safe, and fun-filled time. Make sure that your workspace is clear and that there's nothing around that can potentially catch fire. I'll be working on a table that I don't mind getting a little messy since I don't have any newspapers in my home. However, I would like you to consider placing newspapers down to cover the surface of the area where you will be working with the wax. It may also be best to wear a long sleeve shirt and pants as well as an apron to cover your skin as you are making your candle. Okay, now let's get started. All materials can be found at your local craft store or online, most likely all sold separately. You will need one candle tin. Mine in this video is about 6 centimeters by 4 centimeters. You can also use a small mason jar. Please note the line around the top area of the tin used here. You will need 100 grams of wax. Either soy wax or beeswax can be used. In this video, I will be using soy wax flakes, all bought online. One candle wick. I recommend using a wooden wick or a cotton wick as a beginner. I will be using a cotton wick for candles that has been pre-made. You will also need one candle wick adhesive sticker. They typically come in a pack of maybe 20 or 30. Even though you'll only be using one, you can use the rest for your future candles. You will also need one candle holder. I will be using a 3-hole candle wick holder to keep the wick in place when I start pouring the wax in. A metal spatula or stirring utensil. I will be using a metal spatula in this case as I stir the wax in the video. A wax jug holder. You will be pouring your wax into here and placing it on your double boiler when the time comes. An essential oil. Because you are making an aroma candle, you definitely need an essential oil to add the scent to your candle. Of course, if you're feeling a bit nervous and this is your first time and you want to leave the essential oil out of it, that's totally fine. Now let's get started with our warm-up stage. We'll start with prepping our area and our items. Step 1. Applying the wick. You can attach the sticky layer of the adhesive to the bottom of the tin and then gently press it in with your thumbs. After, you will peel off the sticker from the top and then carefully stick your candle wick to the adhesive sticker that is in your tin. Gently press it in afterwards. You should be just fine if your candle wick is holding on and sticking just like this. Step 2. Secure the wick into the candle wick holder. After you have made sure that the wick is properly attached to the bottom of your tin, secure your wick to the candle wick holder by sliding the wick through the center hole in the wick holder to keep it in place when it comes time to pour the wax in. You can see here that I really got it snug in there so that it won't move around when I pour the wax in. Step 3. Melt the wax. Pour the wax into your candle wax melting jug. I poured about 100 milliliters. You may want to add a little bit more depending on the size of your mason jar. I would say go for 100 or 150 milliliters. Here is where I will teach you how to make a double boiler in a very easy way. What I did was I took a pan and then I got a measuring cup and only poured a little bit of water, about 100 milliliters, and then I poured it into the pan and brought it to a very gentle boil. After, I took our candle wax melting jug that is already full of wax and placed it on top of the water. You don't want to fill it up too high because then it'll take a long time for the wax to melt. Just a shallow amount that's barely there would be perfect. As your wax is melting, make sure to stir it occasionally with your spatula or stirring stick to help bring it to an even melt. Step 4. Adding the aroma. For those of us that are making this an aroma candle, after your wax has melted and is a liquid consistency, you can add about 0.500 ounces of the fragrance of your choice. In this case, I will add 0.500 ounces of the sandalwood oil I showed you earlier. I used about 2 spoonfuls of the sandalwood aroma. After I let it sit for a while and let it boil with the aroma in it, about no more than 5 minutes. Now time for step 5, pour the wax in the pour-in stage. Here we'll actually make the candle. After the wax has been mixed, is fully melted, and has a liquid consistency, carefully and slowly pour it into the tin or mason jar you are using. Do not fill the wax to the top of your tin and be sure to leave a gap. Please note how I am pouring the wax to the line just before the top. The rule of thumb is to leave about a 1/4 inch of space. Congratulations, you made it to the easiest step. Now we're on our final stage of making the candle. We wait during the cool down phase. Give your candle a good 24 hours to cool and cure itself. During this time, you can cure yourself by enacting another self-care activity such as journaling, exercising, taking a nice warm bath, or doing another activity you enjoy. In order to give my candle a little boost with the time, I placed it in my freezer just to speed up the process a little bit. Now we are on our final step. Step 8, cut. Many people cut their wick before they pour the wax in, but I like to get a visual idea of what I'm working with, so I prefer to let the wax harden and then cut it after. And voila, we have a candle! Yay! I promise I'm not a liar. This is our final step. Enjoy. Test your candle out by lighting it and enjoying your hard work. You've worked so hard to make this wonderful candle, and I hope you'll continue on this journey. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Hope to see you next time.